Golly, that same buzzer. I hate it.
Leave the buzzer in. The buzzer stays.
Oh, my God. I'd rather use this.
Oh, no.
That's actually what goes on in Kyrie's head as the shot clock is going down.
Well, that is the first player to buyer beware on. It is Kyrie Irving. Would you, of course, you agree with this. Both of you agree with this, right?
Yeah, he's franchise poison.
Mm-hmm.
Look, he went to Dallas. They were the 4 seed. By the time he was done with them, they were tanking the last game to preserve their pick, and they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I remember you guys actually said you're like you don't actually think that Dallas was trying to tank, and I'm like I do. I think Cuban really wanted his shot at Wembayama, and said, "What's the easiest way I can do this and make it look like I'm trying?" Kyrie Irving.
I just think Kyrie killed him. Plus, what did Kyrie do in Brooklyn? You know, where was he last playoffs when he was healthy, KD was healthy, and they got swept by the Boston Celtics? I don't get it with Kyrie. He hit one big shot in his career to help LeBron in a finals game about damn near a decade ago.
And I don't think any other than Dallas, no one's interested in him. So, yeah. I think the people read the menu and said, no, we'll all be wearing of him.
So the next one here is interesting the way they put this one. It is any Heat free agent, but they give context to why. Because of the past. Hassan Whiteside was a nothing before he got to Miami, played nowhere. They turned him into something. He got $90 million, became nothing again. Tyler Johnson was a nothing, undrafted free agent. Played with them. They made him something. He commanded $50 million from the Brooklyn Nets. So they're saying buyer beware on Kate Vincent and Max Strus.
Yeah. Here's the comp I would offer you. It's something Rico and I joke about all the time. They're neighbors slightly to the north. They're the Rays of the NBA. You just don't do business with the Miami Heat.
Right.
I'm with you.
And the fact that it's one of those, what did you call them, gym class heroes?
Yeah, tryhards.
They fit that system. You take them out. There's a lot of players, man. You take them out of that system that they play in, and they are epic fails. So, yeah, I would stay away from all those gym class guys and just, nope, I'm going to move on.
Next person on the list, Austin Reeves, who is a restricted free agent. They're saying buyer beware. Had 13 points per game, 3.4 assists, 3 rebounds. They're saying LeBron made him.
Yeah, well, LeBron and AD. Look, here's the thing. Austin Reeves will get an offer from someone. And Rico, they'll make him a very wealthy man, and his life and his family's life will be set forever. The problem is the game's going to look a whole lot different when LeBron and AD aren't on the floor with you. And now it's a cold Tuesday night and you play for the Charlotte Hornets. The best thing, and it's easy for me to say, Reeves is going to have to make a decision between money and actual career.
Winning.
I think the short money, you take it, your career's over. I think if he's willing to take a little less, stick with good players, he'll actually become a better player and get more contracts. I just feel like he's the classic guy who signs, he goes to a bad team, and he disappears.
This is, once again, the theme, I think, David, is know your lane. Know where you belong, because if you go outside of your lane, you make that money.
Right.
You're Ben Wallace when
Now,
he
can I
left
ask-
and went to the Bulls, and the Bulls realized, oh, my goodness. I think the same, and I don't know if he's on your list, and I don't want to jump the gun, but I look at Draymond Green. I think the same way. You belong on the Warriors. You put him anywhere else, you're going to overpay for somebody to do nothing.
So here's a question, if I may. And I don't think it'll happen. I'm asking. We're so desperate in this town. I know Reeves is only about 6'5 and a half, 6'6". What if he was brought here as a part of a Cade, Jaden Ivey? He's 25, would fit the timeline of the team.
Yeah, but this is the man who said, don't draft me, Detroit.
I know. That's
don't
why
want to come here.
I want to go back and try again. And Rico's
but you're going to have to overpay him.
Yeah, they wanted to take him, I think, at 42 overall, and he's like, "No, I'm good. I'll take an unrestricted thing and go to the Lakers." I'm just saying there has to be a fit for him outside of LA. I just can't come up with it.
See, I'll go right to it. I was going to leave him for last, but you just mentioned him. Draymond Green is on this list. And, of course, the report are that the Blazers, Kings, and Pistons are expected to pursue him, but they're saying buyer beware. Stay away from him.
100%.
Because if he came to the Pistons, he would tear the team apart. Why? Because he's about winning, and he sees that they are so far away. He would get on everybody's nerves. He would isolate himself from that team, and they would just revolt against him. And I think the fans would then turn on him.
Or or he'd kill someone.
Or he'd kill
And
someone.
murder plays really well in afternoon sports talk. So he would launch someone out of a cannon,
And
not
it's-
literally kill them.
Well, we all saw what happened last summer with Jordan Poole.
And that's 3 days of radio. I'm in. No, you have to be buyer beware. He's an aging player, declining skill set. There are two places to me that made sense for him. One of them already traded for basically a smaller version of him. Memphis would have made sense based on the grit and grind, the culture, and the Lakers make sense.
They just picked up the option on X, so I guess they see some work. But see, it's one of those, you know where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
In Golden State, he knows, get the ball to the Splash Brothers and protect them from anybody who wants to do any harm to them.
I thought the Lakers made sense.
So the Blazers wouldn't make sense if they kept Dame.
Problem is, who's the second scorer? Who's the second player? Draymond needs to be your third guy.
Right. And the fact that you need somebody who can kind of pull Draymond aside and say, hey, Draymond, power it back some. I don't think Dame is going to do that. Whereas Steph will eventually say, hey, Draymond, they come to see me, not you, okay? Know your role.
And then final player on this list is Kyle Kuzma. They're saying 21 points a game, plus minus. It is what it is, but he's just not that great.
No.
And
You know
don't
what?
want to pay him a lot of money.
I'm not going to say buyer beware for him because if you're looking for somebody to be your first and second scorer, yes. But if you can get Kuzma to be your third guy, for some reason he just gets a bad rap. But he scores, and he's on bad teams. He still scores. So eventually, maybe it's one of those where if he goes to the Heat, he blows up, and we're like, wow, he pulls a Jimmy Butler. Like, this guy's really good. So he is one, if you're wanting him to be your main guy, David, don't do it. But if you brought him to the Pistons and say, look, I need you to be the third scorer on this team, I'm okay with that.
Okay, I'm not. Dude's a loser. I mean, the guy basically takes 8 threes a night and shoots 32%. He played for a horrible team. The idiotic sweaters. Can't do it. I'm out. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Newsflash, you don't wear the sweaters on the court.
I know. I don't like him. I think he's great on a bad team where you're like, oh, Kuz went off for 27 tonight.
You just hate Flint.
That's not true.
That's it, man. There it is.
I was a big supporter of Morris Peterson. I don't think Kuzma's a winning player.
I think that if you put him as your third scorer, I think you got
He was the third scorer in Washington. What did it do for you? Beal, KP, him. And once again, idiotic sweaters. Can't do it.
You don't like the big extra large?
Can't do it.
More than extra large.
Fashion
It's
statement.
just
I'm not
crazy.
going to pay a guy to shoot 32% from 3 and take 8 of them a night,
Now
David.
put Shannon Sharp in one of those sweaters, and he loves them.
That's different.
That does make a difference.
Looking like
there.
Uncle Grandpa.
and that is your NBA fast break.